For our next demo, we're going to bring up Alex and George, who are going to show you Cloud9 and how we're infusing AI into our product.
Hi, everyone. I'm George.
And I'm Alex.
And Alex and I are here today to talk about some of the new features that are going to be on the Cloud9 platform. In particular, we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence and how this will be helping our customers have clearer calls and make more informed decisions.
Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Cloud9, Cloud9 is a voice communication software as a service, which is designed for traders and front office adjacent teams. You can think of it like a turret phone, but with a lot more flexibility and functionality. Now, at our last Innovate, we showed you how brokers are using Cloud9 to connect with their counterparties and their back offices using a combination of our Box On feature, our Zoom phone integration, and our instant voice product line. Now, all of these features are live in production today and are used by thousands of our users across the globe.
And our global footprint is a major source of pride for us because we have built our product in the public cloud since day one. This has given us the capabilities to spread across regions all over the globe and to help our users without any effort on their part to build up. Last year, we raised an entire new region in Australia and seamlessly cut over hundreds of positions in a single weekend. This type of change would typically take months of project management for customers that are in a private cloud or an on-prem solution.
Now, we actually see that about 15% of our user base is still regularly working from home. And we're also seeing an increase in the use of virtual desktop interface, or VDI, solutions and hot desking solutions at our customer sites. I'm not anticipating these trends changing, and so we continue to focus on delivering cloud-based solutions for our users no matter where they're located.
Okay. So, Alex, rather than talking about all of these new features, why don't we show our audience all of the new AI solutions we've been hinting at?
Yes, let's do that. Now, as a product manager, I'm always trying to think ahead of what our customers' needs will be. And recently, we've been doing a lot of innovation with AI technologies. So today, we're going to show you 3 AI-powered technologies that we've started to embed into the Cloud9 platform. First, we're going to show you AI-powered background noise suppression embedded into the C9 Trader application, which is helping our users have clearer calls. Second, we're going to show you AI and transcription embedded in our platform, which is helping our users distill high volumes of call information. And finally, we're going to show you new visualization dashboards, which are helping our heads of business and compliance officers better understand what their users are doing and also better interpret the vast amounts of calls that they're having in our platform.
Sure. And of course, this being Innovate, we're going to show you all of these demonstrations live. But first, let me introduce the demo team who's going to help us out today. On stage, we have Armand, who's going to be helping us with our C9 interface and our displays. And in the demo booth way back there is Greg, who's going to help us out with some live calls. And we have some troublemakers from the professional service team who's going to come up on stage and help us out with the demo as well.
Now, first, let's go ahead and show you some AI-powered background noise removal embedded in C9 Trader. And this is helping users have clearer calls, whether they're working from a home office or an office. So, George, can you explain what the folks are seeing on the screen before we get started?
Absolutely. So for those who have not seen the C9 interface before, here is a typical trader's layout. And here we have various different features and connections that traders will use in their day-to-day operations and for their daily calls. So now let's kind of kick this off, and we're going to show you the power of our noise suppression, and you'll be able to hear the difference of this feature yourself.
So what's going to happen is Armand is going to click on my line to Greg, and my voice will broadcast out of Greg's speakers. But my voice is also going to broadcast out of the PA system in the room so that you can hear exactly what Greg is hearing. So first, we're going to go ahead and do a call that has no background noise in it and also no background noise suppression turned on, which would be maybe what you'd experience if you were working in a home office. Hey, Greg, can I sell you 100 lots in the Q2 at 23 flat?
Done. I buy you 100 lots in the Q2 at 23 flat.
Great. Very easy. Hopefully I was pretty clear. So now we're going to create a much noisier environment. So we'll invite the team up, and they're going to make some noise behind me while I do the exact same call again. So listen again for the PA system. See if you can distinguish my voice this time. Hey, Greg, can I sell you 100 lots in Q2 23 flat?
Hey, Alex, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me better now?
I still can't hear you.
Clearly a little more difficult to hear me that time, right? But that's what users would experience if they're working on a busy trading floor or broker floor. So we're going to do this call now once more, but this time we're going to turn on background noise suppression. And again, listen for my voice and see if you can spot the difference this time.
Hey, Greg, can you hear me better now?
Hey, Alex, that's much better.
All great. Can I sell you 100 lots in the Q2 23 flat?
Done. I buy you 100 lots in the Q2 at 23 flat.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. So there was a big difference between that second and third call, and that is the reason why our users are turning this feature on today. But it's great that Greg and Alex could hear each other clearly in a single call. But Greg could be fielding multiple calls throughout the day, and it'd be difficult for him to distinguish one call from another. So here's where we can use AI once again to help solve this problem. We can use transcription in AI to extract relevant details of conversations and put them in front of Greg as text. So now Greg can read his calls rather than listen to them, and he can find important details or keywords he may have missed.
And I'm really excited to announce that we have partnered with Google to use their best-of-breed speech-to-text technology and AI models to help distill additional information from our customers' conversations. The way it works is that our customers can opt in to have their recorded calls transcribed, and they can further opt in to have those transcribed calls processed by our AI models. Now, the AI model that we're going to show you today, it's been trained to try to identify a trade that's taken place within a voice conversation. We're going to show you transcription and this deal tagging AI model in our C9 portal. The C9 portal is where desk heads would go to try to find trades, for instance, that had been executed, and where compliance officers would go and search for keywords in calls that had taken place.
So the calls between Alex and Greg have been transcribed, and it only took a few moments to do that, and is now available in the Cloud9 portal. So Ramon, can you bring up that portal for us, please? And here we can see the recording search page, and we're going to click into it, and we're going to put in some basic search parameters to find that call. And then once we locate this call, we can see lots of information populate. But what we can do is you can scroll right along the side here, and we can see that it has been transcribed. And here's the transcription right here. Can you click into that transcription? Fantastic. And so now here we can see that the transcription is quite accurate because we have trained our transcription model on a data set of trader speak conversations.
And now notice that in that call, of course, I executed a trade with Greg, and our AI model correctly identified that and has highlighted that with this green trade icon at the top of the call. We've built specialized language models that not only identify when I say, for instance, the word done, but actually the many different ways that users may decide to execute a trade. But looking at the details of one call, while interesting, there's actually, some of our users are creating millions of calls per week, per day sometimes, and that volume of call information isn't easily read this way. So what we've done is we've also introduced new visualization dashboards to the Cloud9 portal, which are helping our customers better look at that total volume of call information. These new visualization dashboards are helping our users put turnkey at-scale analytics into the hands of their users, but without the typical upfront costs of development, data warehousing, and buying visualization tools.
OK, so now we're going to go to our dashboards here, and what we can see on the screen is reports by our own internal C9 usage. And here I can see various different calls throughout the day, how many were done, and on different call connections as well, too. We can now get into the usage details as well. But just I want to make a keynote here, we're just using unique firm IDs, not actual firm names or usernames, so for the privacy of our customers. But all of that information will be available for you with your data when you use dashboards. So here we have various different charts and graphs that we can see lots of different things. We can see total number of calls. We can see the different counterparties I talk to. I can see the connection types used and even time frames as well. This could be for a single user, a group of users. Well, let's even narrow that down to an individual line.
This is super powerful for heads of business, right? This is helping them understand their call flow between their counterparties over time. But it's also helping them curate a more valuable set of connections and discover new opportunities.
So today we have seen 3 new capabilities of the Cloud9 platform. First is we are using AI to remove background noise from our calls so we can ensure high quality and clearer conversations. The second thing we spoke about is using transcription and AI to help our end users digest volumes of information and make it accessible to compliance managers and desk heads. And third and lastly, we have significantly lowered the bar to entry with dashboards for heads of business to have access and to be able to analyze the rich metadata that their users are generating.
Now, we're continually developing these and other technologies which we'll be deploying throughout the rest of this year and that you'll be able to experience as customers. Later this year, we're planning to add additional ways for our users to access some of the AI and transcriptions that you saw here today through other interfaces of our platform. But we're also focused on improving those AI models so that our customers can better extract more information from their calls. Now, I'm personally really excited actually about a lot of the stuff we've showed you here today because we're creating brand new data sets out of existing data, which is really, it's powerful for our customers. It's giving them insights and new data that they can use in a variety of different ways.
And so we would love to discuss all the different use cases that you would have for these features we showed you today. So feel free to find myself or Alex over at the demo booths so we can discuss it. But now we're going to invite Corry Starr up with two wonderful guests for a Q&A, and then we're going to have a short break. Thank you very much, everyone.
Eslam, Steve, we're so excited to have you guys here today, veterans in the trader voice industry. Let's start by talking about the cloud. What we just saw in the demo of transcription and analytics both leverage cloud technology. Steve, you've been in the trader voice industry for almost 10 years. Can you talk about how the cloud adoption has changed your perspective on technology?
Sure. So I think, first of all, it's really helped with the speed, the flexibility, and the ease of use of in the cloud. And so at Capital One, we were constantly struggling with our old environment that was an on-prem, antiquated server environment that was super hard to patch and keep up to date. And from there, we migrated over to Cloud9, and it's been, a really wonderful solution for us. So post-COVID, everything has changed. At Capital One, we're the same as everybody else. We're in a hybrid work environment, and I think that the C9 Trader app has really helped our traders to become agile. They're able to use the application in the office, on the road, at home. And I think one of the greatest things about it is the same exact application everywhere they get to use it. And on top of that, they have the Cloud Hubs at home now. And previously, that was not anything that we could ever pull off. So I know our traders are super happy with it. They love it. It's only been positive feedback from them. So thanks.
Love to hear that. Eslam, Goldman is an early adopter of innovative technology. Can you talk about the importance of moving to the cloud?
Sure. First of all, thanks for making me part of this event. Yeah, of course, cloud adoption has been a key initiative for us in our firm and any other firm in the same sector because it addresses a lot of several challenges. For example, the enhanced scalability and flexibility. Cloud solution like Cloud9 give us dynamic resource allocation where we can, allow organizations like us to scale up, scale down, adapt to change workload, influx of interns very quick and in a very easy manner. Also give us flexibility when it comes to user connectivity perspective, being hosted on the cloud and everything. Quick time to market, right? Cloud9 is very agile when it comes to the software development cycles, streamlining the release workflow. It gives us an advantage to basically focus on either new features or address any issues or exposures in a timely or structured format. Overall, it gives us an edge focus on innovation. Our team is shifting from working on managing the infrastructure, the back-end infrastructure now, from focusing on the user experience and enhancing that user experience. focusing on testing and leveraging new tools and new, stuff like we've just seen in the demo, right? Now this is our focus now, than focusing on the back-end infrastructure management, which is great.
Great. So as Steve mentioned, Capital One fully transitioned to Cloud9 last year. Steve, can you talk about how that implementation went for you?
Yeah, overall it was super successful. We had a very tight timeline to get migrated. We, as everybody else, we're a financial services company, so we have a lot of regulatory requirements that we need to have met, so there's really no room for error. During the migration, we were able to get our security in place, we were able to get our single sign-on connected, and we were able to create the call path between our two companies. And I think that was a very smooth transition. In the migration, we did it with 3 migration groups. They're specific to the traders. And those trader groups, I think splitting it up that way was probably the best move that we made, because it was enabled them to attend, virtual training sessions held by Cloud9, and it also let them have morning migrations where they had the Cloud9 support there, and we were able to get them up and running on Cloud9 within an hour of the workday. So I think it was a super great experience. The Cloud9 team was phenomenal. Everything we've asked of them, they were able to provide to us. They were attentive, responsive, and at Capital One, we can't say enough good things about them, and I know the rest of the voice team at Capital One feels the same way.
For those of you who don't know, Steve is pretty much a team member of those rowdy guys up here who were part of the demo. That was a professional service team who was there day in and out with Steve and his team in migrating over to Cloud9. Eslam, we worked together for 4 years now. How time flies. Can you talk to the challenges that large banks have in implementing disruptive technologies and how you've seen the product evolve to meet the requirements of the banks?
No, time flies. Time flies. It's been a lot. Cloud9 roadmap journey has evolved a lot over the years, and I remember actually during pandemic when we discussed the product and where we are now is a lot changed. But just to name a few, all the compliance-driven requirements from voice recording certification and all the enhancement around there, the VDI, revamping the whole VDI architecture, still making the application flexible for cloud connectivity, whether it's on proxy or the cloud dial tone enhancements, right? It's been huge for us. All these new features, advanced conferencing that was added, that's a lot more than where we were 4 years ago. That wasn't even available at the time. API integration has been always an edge advantage for Cloud9. We use it between SRE, real-time monitoring, operational support. There's a lot of it, and also the CTI integration, CRMs. The product has been evolving, and that's the whole thing. Again, is being agile. It's a constant journey, and it's great. It's great being part of it. Appreciate the partnership, so it's great.
Well, it's a personal privilege to work with both of you, and it's also a privilege to have you guys here on stage. Thank you so much.